Hi, in this video we're going to discuss how we can check the vertical width of a binary tree. So we'll be given a binary tree and we have to find the vertical width of that binary tree. So the width of a binary tree is basically the number of vertical paths inside it, right? So say this is my binary tree, it contains these nodes 1, then 2, say this is 3, here we have 4, say this is 5, here we have 6, and say this is 7. So this is my binary tree and I want to check what is the vertical width of it. So what I have said is that the width of a binary tree is the number of vertical paths inside it. So I need to check how many vertical paths exist here that are passing through the nodes. So there can be this vertical path. Let's name it as 1. Then we have this vertical path. Let's name it as 2. And if you notice one thing, this vertical path will be crossing through this node 1, 4 and 6, all 3 nodes, right? So this is my third vertical path. Now I have like 1 on 5. So this will be fourth vertical path and then this vertical path. So this is my fifth vertical path, right? So how many vertical paths are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paths are there. So this is what I need to return, the number of vertical paths. So I'll be given an input that is a binary tree and I want to check how many vertical lines are present inside this binary tree. So for this example we have 5 vertical lines, means that the vertical width will be 5. So I have to return 5 here, right? So this is something that we need to do today. So let's discuss how we can solve this. Okay, so say this is my binary tree. So how to solve? The approach is to use the horizontal distance concept, right? Say I have taken a horizontal distance and for root it will be 0. So I'm saying that this is at 0, right? Every time I need to move to the left side, I have to do ht minus 1, right? If I'm moving to the left side. And if I want to move to the right side, I want to do ht plus 1. Okay, this is what I need to do. It will be starting from 0. If you're going to the left side, then do ht minus 1. If you're going to the right side, then do ht plus 1. Okay, and we'll be inserting all the possible distances inside a hash table and finally return the size of the hash table. So let's create a hash table here. Say this is my hash table. Okay, so initially it is 0, right? Okay, so let's make a call to the left side of the tree. So we have to make a call here. So ht is 0 here. Now, as I have told you, if you want to make a call to the left side, you have to do ht minus 1. So basically it will be ht minus 1, it will become minus 1 here. Ht is minus 1 now. Again, you need to make a call to the left side, so it will become minus 2, right? Then after that, there is no child for 4, so return back, make a call to the right side now. So we are making a call here, and it will be ht plus 1 for a right side call. So it will be minus 1 plus 1, that is 0. Right, now we don't have any child, so return back, come to the 2 node, and then like both the nodes of 2 have been covered, so again go to the first node, like come here, right? Okay, so till now the status is ht 0 here, minus 1 here, minus 2 here, and 0 here, right? Okay, now you need to make the call on the right side. So if you want to make a call on the right side, we have to do ht plus 1. So ht is 0 at this point, I have to make it as 1, right? Okay, I have made ht as 1. Now you need to make a call to the left side because it has left and right child both. So make a call this side and it will become 1 minus 1, that is 0. Because in the left we have to do ht minus 1. So I have made it as 0, right? And again it has to return back because they don't have any child, its child are null. So make a call to the right side now. So as soon as we'll be making a call to the right side, you can do ht plus 1. So it will be 1 plus 1, that is 2, right? So these are the horizontal distances for each and every node. For it is 1, for it is 0, it is minus 1, it is plus 1, then minus 2 and plus 2, and they are also 0, right? And what we were doing was we were making some vertical lines here, right? Like this is the first vertical line, this is the second one, and I have told you this will cross, like all the 3 nodes will be on the same vertical line, right? And then one is here and the last one is here, right? Okay, let's see the horizontal distances for the nodes that are present on each and every vertical line. Let's name them as A, B, C, D, and E, right? So on the A vertical line, we have one node, that is 4, right? And in the 4 node, what are the vertical distances? Minus 2. What is the horizontal distance? It is minus 2, right? Similarly, let's check it for B. So vertical line B passes through the this node, 2 node, right? This is the node, and what is the horizontal distances of the nodes? -1, right? Similarly for C, the vertical line C, we have like it is passing through 1, 5 and 6, right? So it is 1, it is 5 and 6, right? So these three nodes it is passing, and the horizontal distance for all of them is 0, 0 and 0, right? So it is 0. Okay. Then let's check it for vertical line D and E as well. So D is passing through only one node, that is 3, and the horizontal distance for that is 1, right? This is the node and this is the horizontal distance, right? Every time this is the node and these are the horizontal distances. Now for E, the node is 7 and the horizontal distance is 2, right? So if you'll notice one thing here, for each and every node, like for each and every vertical line, we have only unique horizontal distances, right? Like for A it is -2, for B it is -1, for vertical line C which is passing through 1, 5, 6 it is 0, for vertical line D it is passing through for vertical line D it is passing through the node 3 which is at 1 and this is at 2, right? So what we can do here is basically I have written the horizontal distances, and as soon as I'll get some new horizontal distance, I'll be storing it inside the table, inside the hash table, right? So this is my hash table, right? So what I'm saying is when you are at 0, insert the 0 here, right? Now when you are at -1, so insert -1 because -1 is not present inside the table. When you go to -2, insert -2 here. Okay, you return back, you come to the right side, it is 0. So 0 is already present, so don't push 0 again, right? Okay, so you return back, this is 0, then this is 1, right? 1 is not present, so push 1 here. Okay, then come to the left side, it is 0, 0 is already present, then return back and come to the right side. Now on the right side, this 2 is not inserted, so insert 2 here, right? Okay, so basically what we can do is now we can calculate the size, like it contains 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I simply have to return 5, and we can see as well we have only 5 horizontal, sorry, vertical lines, right? That we need to return. We need to return 5, right? Okay, so like how to store them? First of all, let's understand like how to store these values. Okay, so the idea here is to use the unordered sets. Okay, we'll be using unordered sets. Okay, so let's take a brief over that, like what is it? So an unordered set is a set in which keys can be stored in any order, right? That is why we call it as unordered, right? And one thing that need to be taken care of is that unordered sets allows only unique keys, right? If you want to insert duplicate keys as well, you have a unordered multi-set, but we'll not be discussing that here. So what I was doing was, this was my tree, right? It contained these nodes, say 1, 2, 3. This is 4, this is 5, this is 6, and this is 7. So it was at horizontal distance 0. It was at -1, -2, it is again at 0. This was +1, this was 1, -1, this is again 0, and this is 2, right? So what I need to do is I need to store the unique elements only. So that is why we will be using unordered sets here, okay? So unordered sets has an insert function through which you can insert the elements inside the set, and only unique elements will be inserted, right? So let's see how it is being done. So we come to 0. So 0 will be inserted here because nothing is present inside the unordered set, right? Now we come to -1 using the insert function, right? So if we'll see -1 is not present, so -1 has been inserted. So -2, it is also not present. Then 0, 0 is already present, right? And as we have discussed, unordered set contain only unique values, only unique keys inside it, right? So 0 will not be inserted. Then again come to 1. So 1 will be inserted, again come to 0. 0 is already there, so it will not be inserted here. Then go to 2 and 2 will be inserted here, right? So basically this is my unordered set, right, which contain a lots of keys inside it, like a total of 5. So how to check if 5 keys are present or not? So we have a size function with the help of which you can check the size of this unordered set. It will count the number of elements present inside it, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it will return 5, right? So it will return 5. That is our output actually that we actually want, right? So let's try to implement it using the code. I think the insights are clear. Basically, let's draw a tree here. This is my tree. 1, 2, this is 3, this is 4, and say this is at 5. Okay, so this is my tree, right? So what are the steps we need to make an unordered set, right? So we have made an unordered set here. Like this is how you create an unordered set, and this int means that it will be storing integer values inside it, right? So this will be storing integer values. So I have created an unordered set here. Okay. So what you are doing here is you are passing like this fill set as a function with the help of which we'll be filling this set, like this unordered set, right? So this is S. So what we are doing is we are passing the root. Root is this, right? S is my stack. Sorry, S is my set, right? The set on which we'll be working on, and 0 is the horizontal distance initially, right? So let's write it here, ht is 0 initially. Okay, so we have passed these three parameters inside our function. So first of all, we are checking if root is null. So root is not null, right? So you need to make a call on the left side and do ht is equal to ht minus 1, right? So you make a call on the left side, and you have done like ht was 0 here. So you did this thing, ht becomes minus 1 at this point for this node, right? Okay, then again you need to go to the function. We are calling the function again. So you go back to the function, come inside it, check if root is null. Root is not null here. So again come inside and make a call to the root's left. So I have made a call here and do ht is equal to ht minus 1. Like we are passing ht minus 1 instead of ht. So now your horizontal distance will become minus 2, right? Okay, again come inside and again check if root is equal to null. So root is not null, right? So what you need to do now is you need to make a call on the left side again. So here is null. These are null, right? They don't have any child after them. Okay. So as soon as it will be coming here, it will be checking if root is null. So root is null, so it need to return, right? So it had returned back here. And then it is inserting the ht, like it is inserting this value inside your set, right? So insert minus 2 here. It will first of all check if minus 2 is already present or not. So as minus 2 is not present here, so it has inserted it inside the set, right? Okay, so now it will make a call on the right side now. So it will go to the right side and it is again null. So as you can see, if root is null, we have to return back. So it also returned back here, right? So now from here you return back again. Now you're here. The left part has been handled. Now you need to handle the right part. But before that, you have to do this thing. Before making a call to the right side, you have to insert ht. So ht is minus 1 here. So insert minus 1 here and make a call on the right side. So you have made a call on the right side. And what you are doing is again you are checking if your root is null. So your root is not null. So you need to make a call to the left side. And before that you have to do ht is equal to ht plus 1 because you are making a call on the right side. So it will become minus 1 plus 1 will become 0. So here we have 0 and you made a call on the left side now. So left side is null, it will return back and it will make a call on the right side, inserting this 0 here. So you have made a call, it is again null, so it will return back, right? And it will return back from here and this will return here. As soon as you come here, the left part has been handled and you need to insert the 0. So as soon as you'll try to insert the 0, 0 is already present inside it, so you don't need to insert it. Just make a call on the right side now, right? So as soon as you'll be making a call on the right side, ht is equal to like you have to do ht plus 1. So ht was 0 here, so you need to make it as 1. 0 plus 1, which will become 1, right? Okay, now what you need to do, you need to make a call on the left side. So as soon as you'll be making the call on the left side, it will become 0, ht minus 1. So this was 1, it will become 0 now, right? 1 minus 1 will be 0. Okay, after that you need to make a call on the left side again. As left side is null, it will return back, right? Now you need to make a call on the, now you try to insert it. You try to insert 0, but 0 is already present, so don't insert it and make a call to the right side. So right side is again null, so you need to again return from here and it will be returned back here, right? As soon as you'll be returning here, so you have to insert ht, right? So insert 1 here because 1 is not present, okay? And make a call on the right side now. As soon as you'll be making a call on the right side, it will be 1 plus 1. So it will become like your ht will become 2. for this node, right? So now you need to make a call on the left side again. So make a call on the left side. As it is null, it has to return back. So it has returned back and it came to this statement now, the 15th one, right? And it inserted HT. So 2 is not present here, so 2 has been inserted here. And it made a call on the right side. After that, right is again null, so it will return back. So it will return from here, then here, and then it will return back, right? So basically, this is the status of your set. It contains these elements inside these integer elements, right? So now what you need to do, it will return back to the function, and you will come to this statement. So what is s? S is your set, right? So what you are doing is s dot size. This is the function that will return the size, right? So what is the size, like how many elements are present? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it will return 5, right? S dot size will return 5 to us, which is our desired output as well, right? So this is something that we need to do today, and we have, checked the vertical width of the binary tree, right? I hope it is clear to you. Thank you.